Beyond the pages.
Beyond the pages.
What happens when the biggest distraction in the classroom is no longer noise, but fear? When a child is more concerned about safety, about getting home safely, than just passing exams, doing their assignments, answering a teacher's question. When parents are hesitant about dropping off their children at school, when they have to think twice about, is this child actually going to come back safely? When teachers not only focus on their lesson notes, but also on safety of children, of themselves too. Education becomes priceless. We are making education very, very costly at this point. Not because children doesn't want to learn, but because learning is becoming difficult because of security, because of the whole security issues that is happening, going on and off, children being out of school, everybody becoming security conscious. Well, you are welcome to another enlightening episode of Beyond the Pages podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Accessible Publishers Limited. My name is Uchechukwu Judith Nwafo, and joining me for this episode is my favorite co-host,
Oyeyele Oluwakemi Ipeweshidegba. I want to say a big thank you to everyone watching or listening to us on Beyond the Pages podcast, and we are so delighted to have you again with us on Beyond the Pages podcast today. On this podcast, we beyond textbook, is beyond classroom. This is where we talk about issues that matters with learners, teachers, with our parents and whole. So on today's podcast, we want you to write with us, because this conversation today, it is a conversation that matters to everyone and our home.
This episode that we brought to you today is something that is becoming increasingly important, very, very important for us to discuss today. When insecurity becomes a barrier to education. Yeah, so because before a child can dream, before a child can discover new things, before a child can become the leaders of tomorrow that we all look towards them becoming, they first need an environment that is safe. They first need an environment that they are settled, they are calm, like they feel secured to learning.
To help us unpack this important conversation today, we are honored to be joined by someone who has dedicated a significant part of his life to education and the welfare of teachers. Please welcome with us Comrade Kolapo Oladapo Are. He is a scientist, educationist, environmentalist, and passionate advocate for quality education. He is the branch chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, Ibadan Southwest, and also served as the chairman of Chairman NUT Ibadan Ibarapa Block. His leadership and first-hand experience gives him a unique understanding of the challenges facing school today, and making him the perfect guest for this important conversation. Comrade Kolapo Are, we are delighted to have you with us. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure to have you today.
Yes.
To talk about this important topic today. So beyond the titles, beyond the positions that we've mentioned today, we'd love our listeners to get to know the person behind Are, right? Yeah, so we wanted to briefly tell us about your journey into education. So what has kept you passionate about shaping the minds of young people?
Thank you for giving me fit to bring me to this program.
It's our pleasure.
You are not just publishing book, you are also impacting directly into the life of those that are unable to be at the classroom or to read your book.
Yeah.
And for this particular episode, the topic is the one that is in vogue, the one that is the I can call it the epidemics that we are now facing.
Yes.
It is unprecedented. And to discuss it at this particular time, it will be a lot of help to the students, to the teachers, and all stakeholders in the educational sector.
Yes.
I started teaching about 30 years ago. And the journey, the ugly, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but the passion to impart knowledge on the tomorrow of our nation, of our states, is what kept us. If you look at the teaching for the last 20 years, 30 years, you know that there's nothing there. It is as for rent, not for teachers, but thank God, we are moving from level 0, we're now moving to, sooner we'll get there. We have a particular salary for teachers, as well for medical doctors, the lawyers, and the nurses.
Wow.
That's very good.
But not actually the money.
Yes.
If you see a teacher today, no money keep us in doing the job.
Passion.
We are just like a farmer, planting a seed, watering it. Over the years, just spring up, see it having a little, and before you know, become a big tree and that will fruit. You cannot know your impact until one day you are just moving along the streets and someone just say, "Okay," and that's prostrating. Who are you? I didn't know you. Oh, you taught me at this school about 15 years ago, about 20 years ago. That's when you are back. That is what people say. And actually, it is not, as a parent, either you are taking teaching as a profession or not, you are a teacher. Yes, we need to teach your children. We know we have a lot of stakeholders in this education sector.
Yes.
Parents are they are the teachers, especially mothers. You are the teachers in the beginning, from the J0 to 2. How to talk, how to walk, how to crawl. Before you hand it over to us. So far, I'm enjoying it.
You know, in Nigeria now, many people don't do things for passion again.
Yes.
Because when you see that your passion is not even feeding you and your family, that's why I was impressed when you talked about better pay for teachers than everybody doing it for passion and you are not looking well, you are not feeling well. How do you now do it very well? So, but that's a lot, 30 years.
I'll clap for
Thanks a
you
lot,
because
Kelly.
you've really impacted a lot through these years. So, as someone who has worked closely with students, teachers, and parents over the years, I would like to ask you, what does truly safe learning mean to you? Safe learning environment. Why is it important to children too?
A safe learning environment is not only meant for the student alone.
Okay.
Because you cannot teach when the environment is not safe.
Yeah.
So they cannot learn. A safe environment for teaching and learning. Because teaching and learning go pari passu. You cannot do without that. Even there can be teaching without learning. But before there can be learning, there must be teaching.
Yeah.
Yes. So to add is a situation in which you have your pupils physically secured, emotionally supported, and mentally free to ask questions, to make mistakes, and to learn. And to acquire this, it is not lie on the student alone.
Yes.
The secure environment must be free from any object that can be of harm. Good lighting, well ventilated. When we are talking about the structure of the classroom, a conducive environment is what makes learning easy. And the student will be eager to explore. But when you are now having these distractions, like so maybe a school that is very close to marketplace, a school that is very close to industries, there'll be a lot of distractions. So they, hey, what do you just say either you like it or not, the student will just know.
Yes.
So just take like what we are now here and the train in the school. Even fighting, other fighting in the school. Come and see the students. There's no way you can just keep them. They want to look, they want to watch. But this, what really happened that make our school not safe for learning, it is very alien to us. No, it has been since the regime of 2014-2015 at the northwest part of the Nigeria. They say, Boko Haram, we are not Northerners. And if you look at our history, from the Baba Femi Awolowo regime, 1955, education has been our business. It has been our business. We have seen it as a way of moving away from poverty. When I started from my primary school, I don't know what I will be. But I just believe it kept me away from just an unnecessary errand, at least. And secondly, when they say I should come and learn a trade, my colleague, my brother that are learning a trade will not be at home on Saturday and on Sunday. But on Saturday and Sunday, I will be free. So I just saw education as a freedom then. I don't know that it will be the only one that will give the freedom from unnecessary hardship in the future. So a safe learning environment must be conducive, in which a child will be able to make mistakes and be corrected. In which a child will be ready, willing, and have access. He must be ready, must be willing, and must have access to teaching before he can learn. And teacher must be able to provide that teaching. And when we are talking about the conducive environment, teacher, there's a lot of stake. What teacher must be done, what the government must be done, what the parent must be done, and what the student themselves must be done. Because we are four stakeholders in the educational sector. And four of us have a duty to do. So, but as teachers, we must make the environment to be conducive so we are able to disseminate the information that we want the students to learn. I must say that the students are learning because you must have a feedback from your student.
Yeah.
That's why you do. A teacher cannot just stay at the front of the class teaching. You must move around the student, your students, looking at what they are doing, tapping them, calling their attention, so they'll be more focused on you. So those environments in which a teacher is now frowning, or you just now using the student that will just keep quiet. The absence of silence, absence of noise does not mean the teaching is effective.
Yes.
So a safe environment is where the stakeholders, the student and the teacher, are in communication with one another, and we are going together. It's not very easy for two people to go hand in hand without.
Yeah, there's an interaction.
Yes, there's an interaction, and there must be communication.
Wow, that's a lot on safe environments. Not just about security, but also the classroom.
Yes.
In how the teacher is able to make the classroom right. Like
Yes, we have the internal, internal and external. You know, the internal is the classroom must be conducive, proper lighting, proper ventilations, a proper desk to write, a proper seat to sit. But that is internal. When you are talking about the external, that's why it must not be closer to where there will be a lot of distraction, maybe closer to the market, closer to an industry that will making a lot of noise, or where there could be a kiosk. We are now let's school are very close to Okado, and they say, do you think the student will just stay in their class? So we have the external factors and we have the internal factors. And distraction takes away the concentration of the students. Even the flowing of the teacher will be affected too.
Yeah.
Because before your teacher must flow, because you need to move your teaching from one step to another.
Yeah.
When there's distraction, you may not know the flowing that you are carrying along may not be effective as you wish.
Okay, so we've been able to understand what is safe environment, the impact on learning. That is very, very important that the environment is secured, is safe, is sound, and is conducive. Now, I want to talk about fear. What do you think fear do to children? Their ability to concentrate, their ability to participate in the classroom, to ask questions, to perform well academically. What do you think fear can do to children?
Be afraid. Do not fear. When you are afraid, when you are confused, when you are not settled, there's nothing you can do with proper mind. Your brain will be focused on survival mode. Well, it's not like you want to call someone with your phone and your phone is on flight mode. You cannot reach that person. So if there's a fear on the mind of the teachers and the students, they will just be the brain will be go survival mode.
Yeah.
Looking for escaping route. Hey. So those are the things that will just be coming to them. Everyone say 1 + 1 instead of 2. Again, you're looking like this. I say 2. So there'll be a lot of distractions.
Yes.
So before learning can be effective, apart from this fact that the teacher must know his job, the availability of the student, the environment must be safe. That safe environment will make teachers to be ready to disseminate the information and the student to assimilate it. So without safe environment, there cannot be teaching and learning. There cannot be at all. Absence of teaching and learning does not mean teacher does not write on the board or the student does not write on the note. But they are just writing for the writing sake. That is why it must be the foundation, which is school environment. If you look at the olden days, the school would be built very far away from the city. Look at the grammar in 1938. Look at the grammar look at all those GCI, far away of Abata. Those are because they want to be away from the distractions, away from something. And you see, before you can, a school will be well fenced then. Go and look at those schools. Well fenced, well painted, well designed. That to make even on entering the school at the first day, you'll be very happy that I don't want to leave this place. So, but nowadays we have a lot of houses turned to school. Everybody believes, and everybody as a teacher, as a student, and as a school. A lot of learning places are not school. Because there may be school, if there are some criteria that quality of a place to be called a school. But for effective learning, the school must be safe. That's the fundamental. Safe from external aggression, safe from internal bullying. Bullying can come from teachers, it can come from fellow students. And you can create fears. That does not mean the presence of bandits or the presence of kidnappers. No. That is the external one. That is the highest one. But we have the internal one that is very difficult to dictate if you are not careful as a teacher or as a school administrator. The bullying among the students, the discrimination about maybe your background. Your father is not, where are you living? You are not from Bodija. You are not from Oluyole. You are from Foko. Look at that. You may not be able to. But nowadays, there's no private school or the children of the wealthy or the whatever and calibers. We went to the same, either went to Loyola, went to Ibadan Grammar, went to DCI. Either you are from Obodija, maybe from Oluyole, maybe from Foko, from Bere. We are there together.
I mean, education was free then. Like, let's say you are going to Loyola.
Yes.
Are you not going to pay?
Yes, we are paying then, but the money was not too difficult. It was not difficult. Something to make you be committed. 20 naira, 30 naira, 40 naira, even up to the 80s. The school fees is 30 naira, 40 naira. Yeah. And the parent will just strive. It is all like 400,000 naira now. But then it will not be so difficult. But as much as you are determined, the parents are ready to invest on you because it's an investment. Apart from the fact that you will be educated, you can get a secular job that will fetch you money. Calling you Baba doctor, Baba lawyer from our house, we have a doctor, we have a teacher from our own house, from our own family. It's a pride then. It's a pride then. And there's a categories. Once you are from standard 6, you can just be a typist, you can just be a clerk, getting money. After a year, after 2 years, you cannot go to modern school.
That's one good thing about school.
Yes, you can go to modern school for another 3 years. After modern school, you can write typing, sortant. You can now just be working as a typist, as a secretary. And after modern school, you can now go to grammar school.
Wow.
So after grammar school, you can just be a teacher in a secondary school, teaching your fellow modern school or your form 1, form 2.
There was no college of education then?
There was. But you cannot just go there. There's a grade 2 that will cost of prepare you. It's a sequence. If you are not extraordinarily brilliant, you cannot go to university straight to study education. You must have a teaching experience. The education will just categorize so that it will not be too expensive. Go to developed country. Hardly will you see a Briton or will you see an American from high school to university straight. You know, they would rather do professional exams. But in Nigeria, that's the way we believe. Either you like it or not, you must go to university before you can be anything. I have a friend in the UK. He said after he did some professional courses, after working for 15 years, he just went to university to study on his own. But here, your parents must do everything. So we are so much. We are not much about the knowledge, about the skill. We are much about the certificates.
Yes.
And that is how we find ourselves here. Yeah. That is why you see cheating, exam malpractice, fake results, fake everything. It's not rampant because nobody wants to know what you have here, but you just want to see your paper. Yeah. How is a PhD holder? A PhD holder cannot construct a correct, simple English. A simple sentence. A mechanical engineer, PhD holder that cannot repair his own car. An electrical doctor, PhD, electrical engineering that cannot wire his own house. No, it may not be the one that you're supposed to do it, but you're supposed to know. This is my Bob, I can change it and all that. Only will you see, in Germany, that's German system. Before you go to university, you must have already attended technical school. Before you go to a technology university, you must have already passed through technical school. You must know the practical. So the practical will just, if you don't get the government job, you don't get any job, you can just establish on your own. That's why you see a lot of workshop.
If you observe that some secondary school, especially private schools, they are after that certificate that you're talking about, knowing that for parents to see that their children are graduating well or doing very well in NECO, WAEC, JAM, all those kind of things. And they might even go to the extent of supplying answers to students so that the image of their school will be amazing.
If you have some schools that are supplying answers, they're still decent. There are some that have written it on the board. Written the exam on the board.
So I think the parents too have some hand in these private schools.
Every one of us.
Yes, because some parents like, I don't want my child to fail. Take this and help him to do it.
You don't know our problem nowadays is that we believe we have suffered and we don't want our children to suffer. And that so-called stubbornness, what makes us to be what we have, very strong, very rugged. If you can if you can walk from here to challenge every day, go to school there, go on, go up, and then you see a lot of distractions, it wasn't late. So in the future, whenever you see a situation where your fire just broke, you need to go and call a mechanic from just a kilometer. It will not be difficult for you. But I have a child that has never walked 100 meters at a straight. And you are now saying there's a problem where he must walk to school. So we parents, we are competing. And this life is not about competition. We are competing, Remy, you have 7 A's. My child must also have 9 A's.
Have this, yes.
We can all triumph in different fields.
Yes.
And the one thing I noticed, the most successful of a set of a school, it's not usually the senior boy or senior girl. It's not usually those that have the best result.
Yes.
That's why you see God has his own plan for every child. The parents have their own duty to play on our children, but that duty is to provide food, shelter, and conducive environment in the home so that the children will learn good manner, well behavior from home until to school. And the monitoring after school, your children will come back. What is happening? What you are about to assignment? What happened in school today? The parent must be able to communicate with their children. That is feedback. You get feedback from every day that your child come back from school. So that when you know maybe your child has been bullying or your child has been just involved in some illicit or some unruly association, you watch him from far, you call him and say, look at your ear, yeah, it was rough today. Did you play? I play football. After football, you just apart from that, you are bonding. Most of the parents now they are not bonding with their children.
Everybody seems to be busy.
Everybody seems to be busy. And we are spending a lot of money, all this busy, the money we are just spending on these children. Are we not wasting our efforts?
At the end of the day, we come to blame teachers.
Nobody is blaming teacher nowadays. Because out of 24 hours, we just have about 6 to 8 hours. 6 hours regular, 8 to 2, and 2 hours maybe extra lesson if it is allowed. But in your state now, it is not allowed. We allow these children to go home, relax your brain, do your homework. And we have 3 areas of domain in learning. Learning is not about psychomotive, that you must read and write it. No. We have your IQ must develop socially, emotionally. That's why you see some children after just a carryover, just a state. There are some people that in university for 4 years, cost 26 years, and they didn't kill themselves. Someone just really caused them just to commit suicide. That emotionally, he or she is not matured. So socially, you see a lot of children hanging phone for 24 hours. You need to interact. Person to person interaction is part of education. And those are the things that you can learn from home.
Yes. I realize in our conversation so far that you have actually interacted with many parents over the 30 years. So now the question is, how have you seen insecurity influence parents? How have it affected them in their confidence, in allowing the student to go to school, the children to go to school? And another question is, what advice can you give to such parents? I have a parent around my area. Since the issue started, she was like, no, my children will not go to school again. And since then, I've never seen those children. They are twins actually. I've never seen two of them.
Even till now, school has started.
She said she's going to homeschool them.
That's what she said, because recently I hear some parents say, oh, I'm not going to send my children to school again because of this insecurity that is happening. And I wonder, they're not going to send your children to school again. How are they going to learn?
Yeah, you are right, and they are right. The Bible said, as the swords are in the hand of the warrior, so are the children in the hand of their parents. No parent will have to lose their children. Yes. The incident of Orire Nopunosho in Oyo State is very alien to Southwest region. We have never witnessed that, and that has been a great shock. So the parents are now, we don't know how to react to it because it is new. You know, when you have a new disease, you may not get the cure easily. Yeah. When we have the normal one that, sorry, before you go and use virus or PCM, go and use this. But when you have a new one that you don't know his name, it's very difficult. This going to school, from our as far back as 60s as 50s, Boma has been. Yes, we say, don't go there, Boma will take you. That is part of it. But someone in a garrison way, in a manner that is very pathetic, carrying gun, go to this learning environment directly, abducting 2 years old child, 3 years, 4 years, up to 14, 15 years. It is very alien to us, and no parent would like that incident to repeat itself. We that are in Metropolis, Ibadan, Ogbomoso, Central, Oyo, we are very lucky. We don't actually know what really happened. What happened in Orire? If you have ever witnessed a chaos, maybe within the time when Malete was bubbling, I just see a problem. When someone say, hey, Malete again, you won't dare go there. Seeing a 2 years old girl, a 3 years old boy, seeing someone carrying gun, shooting a teacher in their presence, and having a gun, people on a skater. Do you think those children will be emotionally balanced?
No, actually, no. They will actually be traumatized.
Do you think the teachers that saw their colleague being shot down will be very balanced to teach in that school again? But for those of us that are not in that environment, if you go to that environment, that way we say school opening, Because no parent, no sane parent, let me put it that way. No sane, quote and unquote, we think that sending my school to that place at that particular time, that system may still occur. And we have a lot of honorable schools that are not fenced, schools that are not properly secured in Oyo State. Likewise, it is in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yeah.
So the fear, that incident has caused fear, even in the mind of the students that to go to school, in the parents that to release their words to the school, even for those teachers that to teach them, even for the government. The Oyo State government has just said, we have a release recently that they have deployed the patrolling of civil defense and the Amatekons and the police to be patrolling all the areas from time to time, so that there won't be that incident again. Everybody just looking at a new approach to tackle this, but nevertheless, abstaining from education is not the best. It is not for the best interest of these children, of the parents, and of the nation. No matter how crisis, how turbulent it is, we must have a way that to just look, how can we just do things so that things will work at this particular time? Because on trained child, it's a problem, not to themselves. If you look at the beginning of this thing, Awolowo said it when he introduced free education in Western Nigeria then, that the problem, the timing bomb that we are building in the north by not securing the future of the children of the poor. These children of the poor will not allow your own children to enjoy their wealth. Now, Fulani bandits, Hausa bandits, even Yoruba bandits, Igbo bandits, everybody is now turning into bandits. So they are now ajoko kokun, kò ní jẹ́ kí ajoko jẹ́jẹ́ ojoko. That is, those that are troubling in sitting down that don't want to sit again, you that are sorry you sit beside them will not be able to enjoy your own sitting. So ajoko kokun, just jokingly, you cannot be shaking the chair, so you will not just be at your own. So they are now carrying that thing into Southwest now. Going on strike, we thought that going on strike will make the government to bring the children home on here, but we just find out that it is more complex than that.
Yeah.
And we cannot perpetually, continuously lock the kids of the schools.
Stay out of school.
We have a lot of juvenile that will be out of school permanently if care is not taken. A student that have been home for 30 days, just see one olokada, very innocent, someone just without any proper monitoring, they'll be timely pregnant. Someone that is just sitting without doing anything can be introduced to a drug. So that is why closing the door of the school perpetually of a very longer time will have a detrimental effect. It will cause a lot of problem that will be even more worse. It will be worse than the one that created
we are having. Because actually it might not really affect what we have now. It's the future.
Yes.
Because most of those people in the north, like that we are calling bandits, and they've not been in school for how many years, they don't value education and everything. And this is the effect, what is now bringing.
A long-term effect.
So I want us to understand, in your own opinion, how do you think this insecurity affects teachers' motivation to teach, to like their performance, their ability to impact children in the best way in the classroom?
It will. It will. Yoruba people will say, there's no way you can see your colleague, your friend, being captured away for over 52 days. You cannot see the children of your brother, the children of your neighbors, being captured away for that long and say you want to be happy. No happy teacher in Nigeria, not in Oyo State alone, in Nigeria, is happy that banditry are attacking schools. They are attacking schools continuously. From Ondo State, Yobe State, Bauchi State, Borno, they do it to Oyo too. We are not happy, and this thing is affecting us emotionally, even psychologically, because even when you are teaching and there's a banger, I was say, "Pa," just
you have to check so that it's not be like
so you are teaching, not teaching under a conducive environment. You are teaching under panic. Under panic, and the students are learning too. But it's a matter of time. We'll get over it. But from the beginning, we need just to start as we just started.
Yes.
Going little by little. When you get to the class, the first 10 minutes is about giving your student an assurance, not going to teach him directly. Instead of going to your teaching, you just, first of all, the first 10 minutes to give them the assurance that this Nigeria will be better. What is happening to our clinical, God will make us, we'll see them, and when we see them, we'll clinical, and you yourself, we are clinical, and the government will just know, government is trying their efforts to make some that this government is trying their best. But we teachers, we must also, even the parents at home must encourage their children. They should get over their fear. Because if they don't get over their fear now, that they don't want to send their children to school, there will be a time in the future that their fear will have mounted up in a very big margin that will be very difficult for them to summon. That is why. So that was the only thing I can just tell them, that the problem you are having, insecurity, external insecurity in the education sector, will soon go. It will soon go. And we are getting over it. Yeah. Last week, the strike was called off. This week, students, at least on Thursday, Friday, we have about 30% turnout. But yesterday and today,
this week,
yes, it has, well improved. At least in my class is a class of 54, and I recorded about 48 or so. Wow. So the students are
coming back.
Yes, are coming back. Those of us that in the metropolis, we don't have more problem. But those that are in some local government are very close to that area. They still have that fear.
It be hard though, because you don't know where each school next. That's
because there are some things that the government will do, and the government should do, that will make this thing a little bit just like their own step in making this insecurity to alleviate, to give the children a little security.
Yeah.
They're fencing the schools. If the children, when you left your school and you didn't see the fence, and now second the fence, even the children, they will just be not the shape, but fence. Because of this fence, they'll be thinking that will boost
feel more secure.
Yes. There was a time I was traveling around earlier this year, and our car broke down around that in Ifedai or something. So when we stopped, and the next that I would see beside me was a school. And the school is just open like that, very wide, there's no gate, there's nothing. So there are bushes around. So it's very easy for anything that can just penetrate into the school. So when the government are having that idea of building fences, securing the school, is actually a very good thing.
Yeah, no, governments, like, they have made some security personnel to be patrolling.
Yes. We call it red alert area. Where we thought it's not all that secure. You know, you cannot compare this Okado, this ring road, compare it to this Abala, this Onigambari side. Yeah, this is so. Those Onigambari, there will be more patrolling of there will be patrolling around this area too, because every child must be seen that they are careful. The government is trying their best.
That's very big. So my question is, if they are not properly addressed, what do you think continued security challenges would mean for the Southwest educational performance and the long-term development? If they are not well addressed?
You mentioned that earlier, back then, Southwest is a region that is known for education.
Yes. That's our identity.
Yes. So now that this is, you say this alien to us here in Southwest, and I hope that it doesn't continue as well. So what do you think about this insecurity, the impact on Southwest, as it has already been this region that upholds education, the value of education?
There will be a little low turnout. Yes, because when people are afraid, you think of your security first, how you can survive is the best thing. You need how will I survive this situation? But in university is the first time, and I pray there won't be any second time.
Yeah.
So it will go with time, and it will not affect us much. But if the situation under Western State region is pertinent, like Oshun, like Ondo, like Ogun, like Lagos, the effect that will have on us is that there won't be, teaching and learning has gone beyond classroom today.
Okay.
Let's go back to the time of COVID. I was teaching and learning online.
Yes. Yeah.
Online. So, but maybe to get to a stage, even in the advanced country, not every day that you can just be physically present in the school.
Yeah.
Maybe that thing will help us in our technological development. E-learning. We improve on our e-learning. So maybe the physical presence in the school maybe 3 times. In the future, I foresee that what I foresee. Yeah. In the future, maybe just be in school maybe 2 or 3 times in a week, and that's just to give you the practical knowledge. And after that, just go home at the comfort of your room. As you are pressing, as the children are pressing their phone, can just be pressing and be lying. So, but this time around, I pray that this thing will not continue. And government, or especially government of Oyo State, is trying their best to make sure that this thing will not continue. It's only that the security issue cannot be discussed on here. But I know they have taken some measures. By the grace of God, sooner they will be seeing the fruits.
Yeah, so my next question that I wanted to ask, I think you've said one or two things about that before, that some children who had their education interrupted, who have been out of school, the impact you think it will have on them, being out of school for years, like which impacts, what are your worries about their future?
Whenever you have a trauma, what we call post-trauma effect, there's no way you can pass through a very harsh experience without having a detrimental effect on your emotion and on your thinking. So the students are to be affected, especially their part of their brain is developing. And when something is developing and something just cut it short, there's no way you can you need to heal first before you continue growing. So their rate of retention of memory retention, and the ability to learn faster may be affected. That is why the teachers we have more than 27 methods of teaching. Teacher cannot be using a monotonous method of teaching. At this crucial time, that's why I told you, I said 10 minutes of getting, you first of all interact to gain their confidence. So that they to boost their morale before you now teaching. But when there's no these are security challenges, you go to the class, read them, and go to teaching. You teach from known to unknown, from simple to complex. Mutual interaction. Interaction is different. We have different way of interaction. We have what we call this meaning, in which we now go to your students one-on-one. Because each student, they are not the same. You must understand your class is not made of the same. We have 3 categories of students, some that can learn very fast, those that learn moderately, and those that learn very slow. So you must carry the 3 along. Even at times you pair them, learning fast with someone that's learning slow. Try to so that guide them. So that's why a teacher has a lot to do. A teacher has a lot to do in a situation like this. The children will react differently to the same situation. And so there are some children that are well built emotionally. There are some that are very fragile emotionally. So we need to encourage them, and we need to encourage their interactions. So the interaction will boost within themselves. If someone say, hey, can you follow me? If you just going, you say, you just be following, this, and then, so you get the confidence. But if you are now saying, okay, follow me, and you hold it, first of all, you will just be pulling him or herself back. But later, when you just say, well, our guy is going, you just say, our teacher is going. So we need to be more compassionate now. Teachers should be more compassionate, and the government should be more compassionate to teachers now. We are passing through a lot already, and the government should just make sure that they are just assisting us. So there are a lot of people that they can assist us. Apart from our strike, after the strike, the government just extend the school calendar. We really appreciate them for that, because learning, we cannot just say the students should now go to the exam without being well prepared. Yes, that is why we said, okay, we need to double our own effort too, and make sure that the government, what we cause, because we are also part of we may be a victim. The government is not the one that caused it, but indirectly, is it their fundamental right to provide security for us? Yes. So, but we cannot blame them because they don't pray for this thing that happened, and we don't expect that it will happen like this. So that's why we are went on strike and we are now back. We want the government to do a lot of things that to just assist us morally. Morally.
That means this third term might not actually end in this July.
No, it's not. We have a new calendar. It's not. So it's now, and we have extended the calendar by 3 weeks. We go for 4 weeks. 4.5 weeks. But we are now extended by 3 weeks. So by middle of August. So 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's perfect. Like you said earlier, schools they have responsibility to educate. So what practical steps do you think school can take to keep learning going while making students safer and teachers safer?
There's a difference between teaching and education. Education is more than just go to the classroom. Mathematics 2 plus 2. Teach 3 domains of learning. 2 plus 2 Morally, when you are good, don't do that. Just don't drop that. Pick it. I'm going to do it again. You are fighting. Will you be fighting? I will say that rubbish. Don't say it again. I'll say sorry. All those things are part of education. Education is a way of living your life. Whereas like teaching or whatever is just to acquire knowledge in a particular field. You may see some people, some students or some people that are very brilliant, but they may not. When you look at their own behavior, when you look at them holistically, you find out their behavior are not as brilliant as they are. Their interaction with people is not as. So that's why education is very important. School is an education setup. We are not only teaching the students in 1+1. That is why you see you cannot teach throughout the day. You can only teach for some period, and some period you do some administrative work, some period you need to just monitoring because you're on duty. So if you just say a teacher, I already say you just have 3 periods. You can have 3 periods. 3 periods is just 2 hours, 40 minutes. You can just have out of 6 hours. But the many hours for you to do administrative work, Lord, you just monitoring your class, look at your student, just be going without student knowing. Create an vocation on your own. We have a lot of teachers in the public schools that have their own vocations. They be like club. Like, okay, after and then during the break, 30 minutes, the student will just come to me, let me teach you how to paint or how to do something that will be beneficial for them in the future. So, at this particular time that we have today, teachers need to double for the fact that we are still a victim here too. But despite that we are victim, much is lying on us. You cannot say the government should now come to school. We are the one. That is our whole field. That's where we are trained. But so far that we are passing through our home, that's why I appeal to the government that government should be lenient with us. But despite that fact, the teachers also need time to get themselves. Though at the time we needed last Thursday, Friday, we have to shake it off. Like this Monday, yesterday, I was in class yesterday. I was in class this morning too. So we have to shake it up because we know that much lies on us. And we don't want the future to be worse than the present situation we are. If you keep on training these children, if we keep on teaching them, they will turn to be what we are now fighting against.
Yeah.
So we should not encourage more of them. That's why teacher must. And we need to encourage those children that just called the parents who are the member of their class teacher, of their children. Hello, community one school. Your child is here and is safe. Your child is here and is safe. The parents should also call, and the teachers will also answer the call. Okay, ma, call me this time, because you cannot just call the teacher anyhow. That may be the time is in the teaching classroom, in the classroom. So just say, call me within the recess and the break time. So we'll get over it.
Yeah, when you were talking, talked about teaching, education, not just about teaching, not just about writing on the board, but you have to also spend time with your children, the psychological, the emotional impact. Because it made me to remember something. I was telling somebody that in my school, I went to University of Nigeria. Yeah, so in my school, I was telling someone that before you can get first class, that they don't just check your academic performance, that they also check your character.
Yes.
That they always say in character and in learning. Like, what have you learned and do you have good character? If you don't have good character and you are a student, they will not give you first class. The judge was like, are you sure? It's not possible. As far as you are doing very well in education, they will give you your first class.
Even something that's been added to it that you don't.
Okay.
They can withdraw your certificate.
Like after you've already
finished 5 years, 10 years. If you do it, if you are not good and pass off your school, you must have the right to withdraw your certificate now. Yes, because we are now in a situation that whenever you attended a certain university, you are the symbol, you are the ambassador of that institution. The way you acted, people just say, if that's the product of University of Onsuka, that is very brilliant. Even your VC, your colleagues, your contemporaries will be very happy. But you now say we are from the same university and just decided to be removing naked, and they say, what is this? Even the university will know we are just we will not like to associate with.
Yes.
Yeah, so morally it must be certified. That certificate is not just on academics, that's just education. You are not giving on your own profession alone. You are a symbol. You are a representative of that institutions.
So, creating safe school isn't the responsibility of just the government.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, as you said, there are a lot of stakeholders in education, the parents, the teachers, everybody. So what do you think building a safer and stronger education system in Nigeria would look like? In your own view, what do you think stakeholders should do? All the stakeholders that we have in education. I think you've already talked a lot about teachers, trying to talk to their children at least 10 minutes in the classroom on how important it is that they should feel safe, making them feel safe. And it's okay. So what do you think about parents? Also, I think you've also talked about the government, that they've done something. They are building fences. They are putting the patrol stuff on red areas and okay. So what of other stakeholders like parents? What do you think that can be done as well?
Thank you, Judith. When we are talking about the education sector,
Okay.
we have 4 principal stakeholders,
Okay.
and we have just 2 that are minor.
Okay.
The 4 principal stakeholders, the 60% of it lies with the government.
Okay.
Because unsecured environment is not good for anything. Economically, whatever you just made of it. Even the society will not be at peace.
Yeah.
And the parent, after the government have taken 60%, because government is the one that will build the school, the one that owns the schools, they must provide things that are necessary for a school. There are some places you call school, it's not school, just a building. And not every building is a school. A school must have to say it's conducive. A classroom that is not well illuminated, a classroom that is not well ventilated, a classroom without a proper flooring, a classroom without a proper seat for the student. Whenever there's a rain, the rain will fall on the student. That will not be. Even no matter how good the teacher is, learning will not be effective. Parents, they must give their children confidence from home, very close to their confidence, to get feedback. We teacher will get feedback from our students by giving them tests, asking them, well, I define this. What is this? What does it? Because in the course of our preparation for our note of lesson, we have a behavioral objective that we have set. That by the end of this lesson is what we must be sure that we achieve, and we need to test our students. Oh yeah, what do you think about this banditry? Who is a bandit? Do you think? Oh no. Okay, yeah. Judith, assist. We just want to know your own level of understanding. Later, I will now correct. You are bound to make a mistake, and my own thing. It's part of learning. It's part of learning. When you make a mistake and you are able to, I say, come on, Sully, look, you can never be. Come on, out. I didn't give you a room to correct yourself and to learn. So a teacher must be able to provide that. The parent must be able to do that, giving their children confidence, giving their children ability to get the feedback from their children. Provide the necessary thing that the children will need. We cannot expect the government to give us Bible, to give us book, to give us clothes. When you come to public school, you see some students with a tattered clothes. When you have a tattered clothes and your mate and you say, I was talking to you, that self-confidence of that child will be reduced. And it will affect, it will help him just be affect his attention in the class. The student himself, the advent of this cell phone has caused a lot of damage to education in Nigeria. Because the students believe there's no information they need that they cannot get from the. They are using AI to answer a question, a question. Well, just make a release on it. Don't use chats, GP or AI to answer our question because we will know. So they are so lazy they don't want to think on their own.
But it's not just to take away the phone. They want to.
If we take away the phone, during the exam at home, we take away the phone from them at home. You need to regulate the using of a phone for your children that is in school. Maybe from 6 to 7, or after 7 o'clock, after 8 o'clock. Just go and rest. Rest your brain too. Have enough sleep. Even apart from the student themselves, the government, the student, the teacher, the community with the school is situated. The communities, those are the words I say, the silent stakeholders. The community. Look at it, a school in Nairobi community, and we have a lot of people that are well there. You can just have from your lab organization, let's do this thing for this school. Because the children of that school in the future, they may be the one that will buy to your house. But if you have assisted them, there is a way have a payback, symbolic relationship in which you will benefit from you, but you are not using. So the community will have a way of contributing to the development of the school and the student. I used to, whenever I visit any school as a chairman, I would just tell them, please have a policy, adopt a child. Adopting a child does not mean the child will bear your name or the child will follow you home. But in certain school, I have two students here. Whenever my student need book, whenever my student won't have to pay 10 naira, 20 naira, or need to change their uniform, call me. Have some adopted students that I don't know. I don't know their name, but they knew me. Whenever my car just entered their school, you see them running after me. Say, how are you? Daddy, I need this. And Daddy, I need. There are some that even giving them 500 naira per day for their meal will assist because the fingers are not equal.
Yes.
There are some children that they are orphan. Maybe they are living with someone that are not their parents, and those ones that are living that have not their guardian are not all that comfortable too. So if a teacher, if a philanthropist, if everybody at the community are now adopting a child, things will be easier for us. Because if you continue leaving people in Bere, people living in Foko, people living in Okeado, and want to be in Bodija, be in Oluyole, be in Ashi, a time will come, as it is now, that people that are abandoned in the north are now giving us hospital in the south. So we should be our brother's keeper. So the community in which we are, and finally, the missions, both the Christian association, the Muslim associations, they should be visiting schools randomly.
What do you want them to do when they visit school?
God bless you. When we have a mosque very close to a certain school, that's a charity. That's the part of where the 10% or the sadaqah we used to collect should be given to the less privileged. How will you know the less privileged? Eh? Not everybody that is on the street. I have some beggars begging on the street that they build 2 houses. But when you just go, when you see someone that is comfortable, go to any school. When you are looking, just sit down and just looking at them. You see some people that say, these students are not happy. They like what they're meeting Janataro. Have a child. He used to eat a perpetual in this coma. I said, why did you late? If you late tomorrow, I will beat you. He said, Daddy beat me. I said, when I will late. Why will you late? Let tomorrow comes. He said, I will late. I need to hawk Ogi in the morning. So when I hawk Ogi, that is when I will get 100 naira from Bere to Liberty Road. I either walk and spend that 100 naira on food, or I get a bike with it. So if someone adopt that, say, okay, Yologi, I'm not going to pay just leave for me. I'll be giving her money that will be for morning and afternoon to come into school. You know, that assistant, I may not know that girl, I may not know it in the future, but the girl will never forget. The girl will have that instinct of helping others wherever they find themselves.
And they want to do better in school.
Yeah, because even most of us who enjoy those children more than our home biological children. If your child needs 100,000 now, you give him 99,000. You be asking for that 1,000. I cannot just go. But if you give that child 75,000, he will just prostrate. Yeah, this time he will never come back for 75,000. He won't mind go to the to look for a way. Maybe after a manual work to get the 25,000. So that indirectly, as we are more self-reliant because we come from that background compared to someone that have a slipper spoon in his mouth. You only know when we have a critical situation, a crisis. That is when you know who is a good manager of a crisis. The children from those areas, they are rugged. So, but we have a conducive environment in our home, so philanthropic background. So, what I would just advise is that the government should improve. There's nothing, because the government has a lot of schools. The government should improve on improving their what would you call it, to the school, their support. Yes, to the school, both in terms of friends, the learning materials, taking care of the teachers, and monitoring. It's very, very important. You need to monitor. If you don't monitor in the school may not be having a feedback from the teacher even to the government. And the parents should do their duty, provide within their means, strive to build their students, not in excess, what their children need. The student must also be ready to learn, believing that they must prepare for their future. Not rely on this Yahoo, or this CBS or whatever, get rich quickly. And the environment that school is located should be catered for school, the environment. Look at it. The school at Okebola, Okebola Comprehensive High School. So whether Okebola is there, the people in Okebola should assist the school. Okeado High School. When those people living in Okeado say, this is our glory.
Yeah.
Baptist Secondary School. The Baptist Church should be able to assist Islamic High School. What are the Islamic people doing? We should be able to complement. Government cannot do it alone. The religion body, the community, we should be able to assist so that we have a better society for our own convenience.
Yeah.
Look at what happened in the Orire. Orire is how many kilometers to Ibadan? And the school, they were unable, something that happened in Orire. prevented someone from attending school.
Yeah.
That is it. So we have it what we call chain reactions. If anything good happens in Orire, it may not come to Ibadan. But if anything bad happens in anywhere, it travel faster.
Yeah.
So that's why I say we should be able to be our brothers and ready to assist. Let's have compassion, empathy. When we have empathy for the less privileged, the less privileged would have to translate into love for us. You don't see a situation in which a very wealthy man, the car will just broke down and people started vandalizing it. And someone car will just broke down, people will now say, when we are growing, can never see people in a need. You don't need to ask us. Not your cozy koto. You don't need to say, hey, please help me. As we are just coming out, people will just come helping you without taking anything for. But now they just say, hello, let me have this car, bam, now this car is 500 million. Wow, give us 10 million, give us 5 million. We are not ready to assist one another. And that is where we are finding ourselves here. So the parents to teach their children at home. The government to improve. The teacher to be able to work for the money they are earning. If you are a teacher and your children are not in public school, and you are using the government money, the work you are not doing properly to train your children at a private school, if you are doing it, God that is distributing blessing, do you think it will be partial? Yeah. So if a teacher is not doing his or her duty diligently, it has effect. It has effect. But if you are doing it as we are used to tell our members, you see the member of Nigeria Union of Teachers, they do because we have a way of checking ourselves. So they must discharge your duty. If anything happens, if you are a member of maybe you are a school of a Nigeria Union of Teachers and you are just find one thing in your school and you will report it, no, we will not take it lightly. You must be an example, a good example, wherever you find yourself. So that is part of what we are doing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, and I believe with that, Nigeria will not be the same.
Yes. On a personal note, okay, what keeps you hopeful despite the challenges facing education today, and what gives you the confidence that everything will be fine, things can still improve?
When we were growing, we are from a compound. If you don't have hope, we are about 17 boys staying in a room.
Wow.
Say one.
Wait, so is that before 17 boys in a room?
One day, I will have a room of my own. One day, I will build my own house. One day, I will have a family. That's how they wish for hope. Today, those hope have been realized, even surpassed. So when I don't have the resources, when I don't have the insight, and I still have that hope, then now that things are more. The Nigerian situation, the Oyo State situation, the way we find ourselves, it's not hopeless. I said this is the first time of this thing happening. Yes. We didn't expect it. We didn't expect it at all. But so why that has happened, we are now taking some measure that will not happen again. Even the teachers, because there's one thing that's supposed to be in school, lockdown. You see, there's a lockdown point. You need to, even the government should help us on that. No public school have a lockdown planning. Whenever there's a crisis or there's a chaotic situation, there should be a lockdown. Every school must have a certain place. That when you say, go out to that place and knock the door.
Like a vault whereby nothing can penetrate.
Like you see the president of some of the country say, everything happened tonight, just go there, a bunker, or everything that nothing yes. In every school, there should be a certain place that the government, maybe we will now have it, a school, whenever anything happens, the student will now move to that side and they'll be seeking for help. They can have cameras in all the public schools. Yes. If not, even at the entrance that enter the schools, if there's welfare and well great. So there are a lot that government should do also, but government has a lot of. They cannot do everything at a time. But they should start, maybe starting from 2 schools at a time. It will get to it. Sooner or later we'll get there. So hope is what keeps a man alive. Without hope, there's no tomorrow. So you work today and you finish everything today. So have that hope, because this thing is alien to us. Whenever a visitor visits you, definitely
visitor will have to go.
You have to get it. So I have that hope that this scenario of this banditry in the school will not happen in Oyo State again. And secondly, Oyo State is taking some measure that we cannot say publicly. But the only one that we can say public is that they said each school should be having a registrar. We have a visitor, they know who is coming, who is going out. And the school that had their friends that have just broken, they cement their fences. So we are now appealing to the old student associations, the PTAs, just to assist in just making sure that the broken fences are well mended. And the schools should create a lockdown facility too. It's a thing that they can just create. Maybe if anything happen, this our hall to be using a lockdown. And something, the phone should be at alert, calling the police to come. So with that hope, with this measures the government has taken, and the school authority will also describe visitors will also do some measures. Maybe each arms of the classes like JSS1, JSS2 primary 1, primary 2, just each block of the school will just have a monitoring teachers, like I told you. We usually have it head of schools. SS1 head of schools is to monitor it. So that monitoring and some other things that we'll be doing administratively that we cannot just disclose, so that we don't know who is listening to us. So even within the school system, we're having our own security measures that we will just engage. So with those things, it will not be difficult to combat this Hydra problem that we're having.
It has been a very long and impactful, thoughtful one today, Are. I must say that there are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of things that we've been able to talk about today. And I want to appreciate you for this, for bringing out your time, for bringing out from your wealth of knowledge. We've been able to talk a lot about the things that we are facing in this, our community recently. And it has been impactful. So I want to appreciate you for honoring our invitation for Community Reality this podcast.
Thank you, Edith.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We know that you have a tight schedule, and we really appreciate the fact that you were able to give us a little bit of your time. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. If there's one lesson to this discussion, leave us with is: children learn best when they feel safe. A secure school is more than a building. It is a place where dreams are protected and futures are built. And it belongs to every one of us in the society. It belongs to the teachers, the parents, the children, and every single person in the society.
Thank you so much once more. I don't know if you have any other, just want to add before we round up. We are done with today's episode. If you have any stuff that you want to add, one or two.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate you, Judith and Luakemi, for being my uncle, for just taking my SSs. That is teacher for you. When you ask her 1 + 1, teaching you, get a level can be yours. Well. I really want to appreciate the organization for your impact. You are giving back. Apart from doing that, you are publishers, you are doing something that can just make you relevant to the society you find yourself.
Yeah.
If you are just a businessman, you don't care. This thing costs money.
Yes.
It costs your time, yes. But at least you are giving back, and that giving back is not unnoticed. I believe the heaven will bless you.
Amen.
And to our viewers, is why I want to appeal to those that you don't need to be more comfortable, but not until when you are rich before you help. You can help from the little. Adopt a child in public schools. There are some public schools that need children to be adopted. Not adopted that you'll be giving them 100,000, 1 million. No. Not for the way that you are adopted, that you come to your house and be your house help. No. Go to any school. Give me there are some students that have been it. In my school, they just one of the students just said, you want to pay for the WAEC fee of about 100 students. Give me 10. Give me for NECO. Go and do that once. There are some people that they cannot afford the payment for the external exam. Go them, adopt them, keep them. Even without it, having an JSS1, give me the name of 2 children that come from a low income house. Whenever they need anything, just call me. You don't need to be there. You don't need to see them. You don't need to know them. They will know you. So until when we care for ourselves, until when we be our brother's keeper, until when we be that good Samaritan, that's Nigeria of our dream. Free of chaotic, free of banditry, free of. Have you ever done armed robbery now? No, armed robbery now. Kidnapping is very lucrative. After politics, that's a kidnapping is now a venture. If you want to create that, when we show much mercy, when we show much compassion, when we show much empathy, society will be better. It will be better. So that's why I want to appeal to our viewers and to every one of you. Go to any primary school, go to any secondary school, just adopt a child. 500 naira per week, That's not too much. God bless.
They will not forget you in your haste.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Ari, for this thoughtful conversation today.
Thank
That's
you,
been
Judith.
an amazing time. If let's say we don't have time limit now, that will say let's continue talking about this.
Yes,
Because,
I enjoyed the section.
yeah, because that's been a wonderful one.
Yes.
So I want to also thank our wonderful listeners for staying with us, for being with us and spending this time with us on this episode of Beyond the Pages podcast. So if this conversation inspired you, because personally it inspired me a lot, because I think teachers are very passionate about what they do. Like they are also very, very passionate about the children, about impacting. So if what Ray talked about today, if it inspired you, you can reach out to schools. You can try to help one or two. And also share this our podcast. This particular episode is very, very important that you share it with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Let us all make education better. Let us all make education the future of this country and secure our society. As he said, as community, we have something to do. We have a role to play in this, in making education better and helping our students. So thank you so much. We would love you to follow us on our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok too, as Accessible Publishers Limited. We're on X, formerly Twitter, as Accessible PL. Then our website is www.accessiblepublishers.com.
Don't forget to keep on turning the pages. We love you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.